Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie. Today I'm going to be closing out my December monthly budget. So let's go ahead and dive on in. I've got a couple of trackers we'll be updating, and I want to talk through how December went for me financially. Okay, so this is the sheet that I use. I do this on a spreadsheet, but then I like to get it on paper just to kind of document it. And it's my preferred way to share for videos. So we did the budget together in a different video. I can link that if you want to check out me talking through all of this. We're going to be focusing on the actual and the percentages here, and then I've got some other information and things to share with you too. So first thing is I'm a zero-based budgeter, and that includes my budget and my actuals. So my top line, my income for the month was actually $5,406.55. So let me share with you where that came from. So this is the income section. I just make a list of the date, how much was deposited, and then a quick little description. So I always budget off of my salary. I don't ever budget on anything extra. So that's what my budget was based upon. And then we have on the first Capital One interest. So I have a Capital One 360 account, so I have multiple. That's where I keep my sinking funds. So between all of those accounts, I earn interest because it is a high interest, high yield savings account. So I earned $38.04. Then we had the Discover cash back. So I have a Discover credit card that has 1% cash back on everything. And there are certain categories per quarter that are 5%. So in December, it was still Amazon and Target, which is great. So I got $82.89 back in cash back there. I also got a check from Google AdSense for YouTube, which was great. So you have to hit a minimum of $100 and then they pay you out. So I don't usually get paid every month. So my balance rolls over until I hit that 100 and then I get paid out. So I got $117.07. And then my fiance and I share some costs. I do most of the shopping for the household, things like groceries, shopping online, like Target orders. So we just keep track and at the end of the month kind of settle up. So this month he owed me $599.70. We also went on 2 vacations, so we like settled all of that. So pretty good there. So that is how I got the $54.06.55. So back to the actuals. The first section of my budget is expenses, and I just want to quickly talk about a couple of these. So the first is insurance. My car insurance rate did renew for the next 6 months. So it is up about $10 per month here. So that is the difference between the budgeted and the actual, but this is the number I'll be using going forward. My utilities were also a little bit lower, a couple dollars lower than I had budgeted for. I think I had like a $3 credit or something like that. So that's cool. Subscriptions are a little bit lower because I transitioned our Amazon Prime from a monthly subscription to an annual subscription. So that is kind of, changing. And then we also switched around our subscriptions for Black Friday. We were able to get Peacock for like $20 a year and HBO Max for 6 months. And I think it's like $4 a month. So just some reworking of the subscriptions there. But now it will be less monthly than it was before. Groceries, we were under budget, about $20 under budget, which is fantastic. Gas, I was 87 cents over budget, which is fine. I just pulled it from my car sinking fund. And then spending, I budgeted $450. I normally do $500. Budgeted $450 because we were going on vacation, but still spent. So $128 of this was from my fiance. So, I ordered him some clothes and stuff because I was already making an order through Target and he needed some things. So that's kind of how that works. I just put in parentheses so I can remember. But yeah, definitely still spent. So I won't be ever telling myself again, like, oh, you're going on vacation. You don't need your full spending money. Just give me myself the full amount and we'll go from there. So all in all, the expense section includes all my bills and kind of that discretionary spending was 56% of my total income. So moving down to the funds, these are the different sinking funds and savings goals that I'm working on. So not too much to share here. Overall, pretty normal. So annual, I do put 1/3 of what I get from the YouTube check into annual to cover taxes. What else can I say here? Incidental, I am going to be kind of changing my philosophy on this. So I'll budget 50, and before, whatever I had just kind of rolled over. Now what I think I'm going to do is at the end of the month, just kind of reconcile what I needed to use, and then the rest of it I'm going to invest just to be able to put a little bit more money into the market. So we'll see that reflected a little bit further down. And then the rest of these, I kind of went through and just zeroed out at the end of the year some of these sinking funds, so like vacation, beauty, gifts, giving, kind of all start over for the new year. I don't need to roll over. So that's why some of these numbers are a little funky, because I just had a little bit extra that I moved around. For my wedding, I was able to put $239.14 towards my wedding. I budgeted only $124. It was a big month because we went on a vacation to Grand Cayman for Christmas. So I had quite a bit of money earmarked for the vacation fund, which is fine. But I still was able to put, over $100 more into my wedding fund in December, which is great. And that'll really be ramping up in my January budgets forward. Down here for cash flow, I did my savings challenges, which is 120. Roll with it is a digital savings challenge I do in my monthly savings challenge video. If you don't know, I do monthly savings challenges. I think they're kind of fun. And so this basically gets reallocated to sinking funds. And then 158.69 to my Roth IRA. So I have not really contributed too much to my 2023 tax year Roth IRA. I've been putting more money through my 401k. I do have both a traditional and a Roth 401k, and I get matches from my employer in both. So I've been kind of focusing my attention and my money for retirement there. But I figured, you know what, let me just zero out some of these and I can put a little bit extra into my Roth IRA. So that was great. I don't think I'll be maxing out the 2023 tax year, and then I won't be contributing to 24. After we get married, our household income won't qualify, and we just need to decide if we're going to do back to Roth IRAs or what. I don't know at this point in time. So I'm just going to put a little bit extra into the 2023 year for fun, kind of until I can't anymore. And then we'll figure out, my fiance and I will figure out what we want to do with that going forward. So anyway, funds, the sinking funds and savings, 38%, and then the cash flow section, 5% of my income. So let's go through over here a little bit. I want to talk about my sinking funds a little bit more. So I like to list out the sinking funds. I don't share every single one, but most of them, the balance, and if it's up or down compared to last month, and then also some notes. So first is annual, it's up compared to last month. I paid for Photor, which is the photo editing software I use to make my thumbnails for YouTube. It's about $30 a year. And then I also switched our Amazon Prime membership from monthly to annually. So that'll now come out of my annual sinking fund. Miko is my cat. He had a Chewy order come out, which is fine. So he's down just a little bit, but that's okay. I do his Chewy order like every 10 weeks or so. Then vacation, we used up the vacation money. We went to Grand Cayman Island, which I did post a vlog if you want to see kind of what we did. It was beautiful. I'm so glad that we did a trip for Christmas this year. And then we also spent time in the city. I live in Minnesota, so Minneapolis for New Year's, which is great. Beauty, I did a miscellaneous kind of restock, like new concealer and mascara and brow gel, like little things that I like to replace at the end of the year. So I did that. Gifts, I finished all of our Christmas shopping and shipping. There were some gifts because we were gone for Christmas that we shipped to, family members and whatnot. For my car, I got a car wash. It's been very warm. I mean, not very warm, but like unseasonably warm. We really don't have much snow, which is super odd. It's not that cold. So I've been able to still get a car wash here and there without the whole thing freezing. Giving, we did all of our annual donations. So we give coats to our local women and children's shelter. We give out Christmas cards with cash in it. We also donate to the food pantry. So we did all of our annual donations, and that kind of wiped out our giving fund. But that's the point of these sinking funds, is you build up so that you have it all and then can spend it. Health, we also did a miscellaneous kind of toiletry stock. We did some travel size things as well as full size stuff. And then home, we needed to buy an extension cord and then our trash bags. So we don't have what do you call it, trash services that like come to your house and pick up your stuff. We have these like red bags you have to buy, and then you put your trash in that. And these red bags, I think they're like $10 a bag, but they can fit like 4 or 5 of the big kitchen trash can, you know, bags. So anyway, we just need to restock on those. We buy, I don't know, 10 at a time or so. So yeah, that is where we're at. I'm going to come back to goals at the end. I want to update my trackers. So this is the first one. This is for our wedding and honeymoon. So I've already filled in one of these before. This is like a head start into 2024. So the goal is $4,500. My fiance and I are going to have a debt-free wedding, which we're really excited about. So I'm working towards saving another $4,500 towards it. So on the back here, I keep a log of what we already have and what our balance. So after the additions from December for this tracker anyway, of $253.56, I have saved, you know, a few $1,000s already. So we don't need to like worry. But this is just kind of topping off, and also it includes our honeymoon. So that'll be really great. So I've already made a mark here of where I need to color. So I'm just going to color this in really quick, and I'll speed it up. Okay, there we go. So $253, yep, towards this tracker, which is fantastic. So we'll keep chugging away at this. The next one is Margarets Money. So this is for my retirement savings. My goal was to save 15% of my gross income towards retirement this calendar year, which I'm really excited to say I have surpassed. So in December, I need to color this. December, I saved $14.24.40, which is fantastic. So my year-to-date total is $15,669.29. So I'm very, very pleased with that. I actually am now finishing the tracker, and then I made my own like janky little line here, but just so we can have the full visual. So I'm really, really pleased with that. 15% would have been the $12,791 here. So I surpassed that, and I'm really, really pleased. So I do plan to do this again next year, and then I'll just kind of reevaluate. You know, it might not be 15%, I might increase it, but this really helps me kind of keep prioritizing retirement for my future self. And I'm glad that I was able to do so much this year. Okay, and then last we have my mortgage amortization schedule here. So let me talk through this at a high level, and then I have some extra details this time. So first of all, this is a printout. I just found a calculator. I can link it down below. You put in your, you know, your basic information, the rate, the amount, all that good stuff. And the printed value is what I should have paid in interest, principal, and what the balance should be at. However, ever since I bought my house in 2018, I've been making at least one extra payment a year. And how I do that is I take what a normal payment is and I divide it by 12, and then I add it to what I pay every month. So I pay one full payment each month and then 1/12 of a payment extra towards principal. And that way throughout the year, I'm making an extra payment. So what I do is for the month, so December 23, I write in what I actually paid. So this is interest. So if I would not have paid anything extra ever, I would have paid $461 in interest this month. However, because I've paid extra, my interest is getting lower. So I only paid $443.03 this month. My principal, I should have only paid $292, but I actually paid $372, which is great. And then this is where my balance is. So it should be $142,400, but it's actually at $136,822. So this is kind of how I keep track of it. And then what I do is I highlight as I surpass the projected values. So my number is $136,822, which is in fact lower than $987. So I'm going to mark this off. But 822 is not quite lower than 677, so I'm not going to highlight that. I only do it when I surpass it. So what this allows me to do is I now can count all the highlighted lines, and that's how many months ahead I am. So I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 months ahead on my mortgage from making one extra payment a year. So I do at the end of the year kind of mark that. So I've got 18 months ahead. This year I saved $195 in interest and 38 cents just from this year alone by making extra principal payments, which over time that will snowball. It takes some time, but still saved almost $200. I put an extra $1,039.92 towards my principal. And all in all, so since I've owned my home, I've saved $564 on my interest. Each year, the interest saved increases, and this is going to kind of go up exponentially, but I'm really, really pleased with it. And this is something that isn't my main priority to pay off my house, but by doing one extra payment a year, which for me is about $63 a month extra, it's really easy and kind of motivating to see this really start to snowball. And I'm excited to keep highlighting off more and more numbers in the new year. So there's that. And let's finish off with some goals. So my December goals over here, I wanted to put $150 towards wedding. I did in fact do that. Want to finish up my donations, did that. Wanted to stay within my vacation budget. We were actually under budget for our vacation, which is why we went to the city, which was fantastic. And that was still within our original vacation budget too. Wanted to have spare cash at the end of the month. So each month I typically spend on my credit card, but I pull $80 out in cash to have in my wallet. And I like to have money left over. So I have $34 left over for my wallet in December, which is excellent. So I will be stuffing this in my savings challenge video for January. So stay tuned to see that. But yeah, very, very pleased with that. And then I also want to use my savings challenge money. So I had money set aside for New Year's Eve, and I did get to use that, which was, really fun and exciting. So let's wrap up this video with goals for January looking ahead. So I want to put $550 towards my wedding fund. I'd like to finish my HSA, topping it off. So I had a couple of payroll weird things happening. So I will, in order to finish my HSA, just need to contribute like a post-tax contribution, which then they give you a form and you get to deduct it on your taxes. So I want to finish that. I'd like to put $50 towards my Roth IRA, close out my 2023 finances. So since I've now finished December, I can then go through and kind of close out the whole year. I'd like to have spare cash at the end of the month, just like I did this month. And then number 6, take it easy on shopping. I feel like between shopping for gifts, shopping for vacation, I also hit up some sales for the end of the year, and my birthday's at the end of December. I feel like I've done a lot of shopping lately. So I want to just take it easy, try not to, keep going on that trend and just take a little bit of a pause. So that is all I have today for my December recap. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know how December went for you. Hopefully you stayed within your Christmas and giving and all those different budgets that you made for yourself. And if you didn't save ahead for those last year, now is a perfect time to start. I always start saving for Christmas and annual giving and all of those things now. If you save a little bit up throughout the year, it makes it so much more enjoyable in those seasons of giving and buying gifts and all of that when you already have the money there. So little plug for sinking funds, but that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.